coming up.
What do you think we didn't get right?
Oh, can you sweat?
Brutal home truths
I voted for Pauline Hanson.
about her party's failures.
Because we did not do well at the last election. We were smashed.
So can Sussan Ley
Much better than any of the blokes.
swing the voters
Oh, well done.
and save the Liberals?
Glams is far too glamorous to be a nana.
I'll take it.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
After near annihilation by the ALP at the federal election in May, who'd now want to be Liberal Party leader? It's a job many say only a mug would take on. Sussan Ley, however, sees opportunity in failure. And as the first woman to lead the Libs, which also makes her Australia's first female opposition leader, she's probably right. Things are so bad for her lot, up is really the only direction to go. On Tuesday, Parliament resumes for the first time since the election, with Ley preparing to battle an emboldened Albo. But as a migrant, a mother and grandmother, a former farmer, a punk rocker and pilot, Sussan Ley packs an arsenal that goes well beyond gender and politics. Sussan Ley's love of planes was born long before her passion for politics.
Clear prop.
Kilo Aubrey, back track approved, cleared for takeoff, make right turn.
Even as a young child, Sussan was enthralled by the mechanics of these magical flying machines. What are you thinking about up there?
I'm thinking about aviation, and this is the beauty. You can't let your mind wander. You can't afford to be distracted. It consumes you. It becomes your whole world.
But as she comes into land, as the new leader of the Liberals, Sussan knows on the ground, life is far more turbulent than in the air.
Well, hello. Lovely to see you.
Good day for flying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we thought you might have gone off and buzzed Parliament House.
Next time.
Next time. As for the critical buzz about her new role, Sussan's quick to dismiss it. You've said before, if you've got wings, you don't care about glass cliffs.
It's funny because I've been underestimated, many times in my life, and I'm quite comfortable if people want to underestimate me now. They'll see.
We have determined that the new leader of our Liberal Party is Sussan Ley.
As glass cliffs go, where women are set up to fail by being promoted to positions of power at a time of crisis,
I want to do things differently.
landing the job of leader of the opposition might be considered a doozy. So as the new leader of the opposition, should I be congratulating you or offering you commiserations?
Congratulations would be very welcome, and I do have a sense of hope and optimism for the task ahead, but I don't step back one bit from the size of that task because we did not do well at the last election. We were smashed in metro seats. We need to go back to the Australian people with humility and honesty, and we need to listen.
Do you accept that you've been handed a poison chalice?
Not at all. Not at all. I put my hand up. I want this job. I know I'm the best person at this point in time.
Sussan is the first woman to lead the Conservatives in their 80-year history.
On relevance, Mr Speaker, can the Prime Minister count to 100?
But she has been elevated after their worst ever defeat. Following the election in the House of Representatives, the coalition trails Labor by 51 seats.
Why do Australian families always pay more under Labor?
Her fight back begins on the streets of her hometown, Albury.
Welcome to Albury.
Thank you. Albury, an important place in the history of the Liberal Party.
Yes, not very far from here. The Liberal Party was formed by Sir Robert Menzies, and my office is just around the corner.
As the birthplace of the Liberal Party, it's only fitting then that it's here, on this wet and quiet Sunday, she confronts the monumental job of keeping the party alive.
So, of course, I love to drop in, find out how people are faring,
and just bump into hunters on the street.
As we seek sanctuary from the cold, the reception is warm, if not blunt.
Hello.
Congratulations on getting the poison chalice.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Well,
How do you think she'll go?
as a leader, no idea. Hopefully very well. Much better than any of the blokes that have been doing it for the last few years. Will you use that?
Did you just pay her to say that?
And she's a clever lady, so well done. All the very best, though. It's a bit, but well done, Susan. Well done.
Do we want to be led by Mr Beasley? And most people are concluding quite firmly that we don't.
Taking on challenges seems to be a Sussan Ley hallmark. 24 years ago, as an ambitious Liberal, her first political test was to upset the National Party by contesting and winning the seat of Farrer, when National Party stalwart Tim Fischer retired.
In those early days, was there a lot of resentment that you weren't a National Party member?
Yes, there was. A bit of surprise that I was a woman with children, a bit of a surprise that this was a National Party seat. What are you doing running here? And then a really strong expectation that I would not succeed. And nobody literally expected me to win.
But as this 63-year-old warns, betting against her is high risk. Beating the odds has been a constant in a life committed to change, not just for her constituency, but for herself. Why did you go into politics in the first place?
I was a farmer's wife who'd gone to university at 30 and worked really hard to earn money to support my family. I'd been through tough years on the family farm, and I felt that people remote from me didn't really understand what it was like to be a mum, juggling all of the things that I had to, what it was like being someone in a family who didn't know if they could pay the bills from week to week.
Mac, I got you some sushi. Mackie, do you want some sushi?
No.
Okay. Sage, would you like some sushi?
Yes, I know.
It's never ending.
When not doing combat in Parliament or on the hustings, Susan steals time to spend with her growing family of 3 adult children and 6 young grandchildren, who know her best as Glams.
So who came up with Glams?
Well, we just kind of thought, I think Glams is far too glamorous to be a nana, and so Glams it was. Yeah.
Not bad.
It's not bad at all. I'll take it.
Susan's kids, Paul, Isabel and Georgina, are some of her biggest fans.
Yeah, we're very proud. I mean, we didn't need her to be opposition leader to be proud of her, but...
And just gets on with it. Sort of don't sweat the small stuff, and yeah, get on with it.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely the right person for the job. That's my biased opinion.
Slightly biased.
Yeah, slightly biased, yeah.
What do you think her weakness is?
I think probably a sporting moment where she has to do something. She's very uncoordinated. And I remember I saw a photo of her, just hilarious. The thing wasn't moving, but she was. Yeah.
Susan's unique beginnings would set her apart for life.
Born in Nigeria, raised in the United Arab Emirates, and then a migrant to Australia when I was 13.
It wasn't easy, was it, for you to fit in?
No, it wasn't easy. I didn't sound right, look right. Everyone who's been left out at school knows that feeling and knows that anxiety, and I instantly identify with it.
It was around this time Susan curiously added an extra S to the spelling of her name. Why she did so has caused ongoing confusion.
That's where you got the idea from? Very rebellious.
When did the extra S get into your name, and can we clear up why it's there?
So the extra S was added in my rebellious years. It really annoyed my parents, and that's really the only reason there is an extra S there.
Where has this story come that it was all to do with numbers and the magical, mystical area of numerology, and that you wanted to ensure that you had an exciting life?
It was a flippant remark given to a journalist many years ago now that somehow grew and became more of a thing than I ever expected it to.
Did you think it was funny? Was it a joke or...?
Well, I certainly know that it wasn't related to numerology. It was simply an offhand thing that I said at the time.
And did your parents ever forgive you for doing it?
They never liked the extra S, I have to be honest. In fact, sometimes my mother would call me Sussan.
Coming up, Sussan's biggest victory, just as she suffers her greatest loss.
So, yeah, the timing wasn't great.
Are you okay? Do you feel like people are out to trip you up?
I've been really surprised, maybe that's not the right word, by the goodwill.
Since winning the role of leader of the decimated Libs, the first female ever to do so, 63-year-old Sussan Ley has been eager to prove she represents the future of party and country. And she's doing so by reminding us of her past, why our struggles are hers, and that she is listening.
G'day, how you doing?
Oh, good.
You want a beer or?
Oh, that's my shout. What are you having?
And it starts with a friendly local at her favourite pub in her electorate of Farrer. A little empty at this time of the day, but nonetheless full of sobering insights.
I'll have the same. What about you, Tara?
I'll have the same, thank you.
But not necessarily what the Liberal leader might expect to hear.
Well, I always say, Tara, and I've always said this as a local MP, you get the wisdom of the front bar.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom of the front bar tells you what you need to know.
Right. Did it tell you you're going to be smashed?
Well, I think there were some people who said you aren't going too well.
Did you believe them?
I always take them seriously. And I'm lucky with the people I represent. They tend to be on our side of politics, but they're always making sure you know what's going on. And look, tough times, cost of living.
Well, with all due respect, you need to do more than preach to the converted, don't you, right? You've got to convince women, you've got to convince young people.
Well, a lot of people didn't vote for us across the country last time. You've got young people in your family, Brett. What do you think we didn't get right? I'm here. I'm in listening mode, not lecturing mode.
Can you swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
I'm not real good at this. I actually just don't follow it because I don't care in a way. I know that sounds crap. But
No,
yeah,
look, this is what people are saying. What do you think, Tyson, is a small business?
I voted for Pauline Hanson because she was going to scrap the beer tax, which then makes it cheaper for Brett and everybody else that comes in here to have a beer when we have a yarn.
In her early 20s, Sussan was a bush pilot mustering stock, a rouseabout and shearer's cook working in the wool sheds of Queensland. But this parliamentarian of 25 years is also a mother of 3 who struggled to pay bills, who clawed her way out of financial distress by earning a university degree as a mature-age student. Along the way, she also suffered divorce, so she believes, like many voters, she knows hardship.
But all of those years prepared me well, and they need to see politicians who care about them.
They need to see politicians who do something for them. What can you do for them?
Come up with a policy offering that understands their experiences. But to be that strong opposition, that alternative government, we need to have policies that people say, yeah, that's our team.
Smiling on the wall but grim-faced today, the Nationals call time on the coalition.
It's with great disappointment that I announced that we're not going to form part of that coalition.
But in the earliest days of her new job, in May, in her first test, she was leading a team no one wanted, including the coalition itself, when the Liberals and Nationals split.
The Nationals' door remains open and our door remains open. And we look forward with optimism to rejoining at some point in the future.
It might have only been a week-long separation, but it was played out in public at a time of great private and personal anguish, as Sussan's mother, 93-year-old Angela, succumbed to old age. How difficult was it for you to keep your public composure while you were dealing with the Nationals and taking on the new role, knowing how close to death your mum was and then dealing with her death?
It was stressful. It was tough because in the back of your mind, you know that you'd really rather be sitting quietly with your mum instead of dealing with these issues. But, you know, the world of politics waits for no one, and she understood that. So, yeah, the timing wasn't great.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you feel like you got enough time with her?
I think that when I look at those last days, maybe not, but I was there for those important moments, you know, to tell her what I needed to say, and I think to basically say thank you. That one, pop that down. Looking good. Do you like cooking? What's the best thing about cooking?
That you get to eat them.
Eating things, yeah.
It's her grandchildren, including 5-year-old Sage, who motivate Sussan. But given the dire state of the Libs and its notoriously cannibalistic internal factions, it's anyone's guess how effective she'll be or how long she'll last. The loss was so major this time round. The question is whether the Liberal Party can come back.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be tough, but certainly improve their position. And that's what you want to do in football, don't you, in any match. You just keep going to improve your position. Give up and walk away, you've lost. So she will not give up and walk away. She's never done that in her life.
Amanda Vanstone is a no-nonsense former Howard government minister and Australian ambassador to Rome. She counts Sussan's life experiences as her outstanding strength. What do you think her greatest weakness might be?
Greatest weakness? Weaknesses of other people. You know, the boys, for example, whose wife or mother looks at television and says, "You could do that, dear." And he, the idiot, believes them.
Would there be a few of those?
Oh, Parliament's full of them.
Do you want to name them?
Blokes with a baton in their knapsack, a leadership baton in their knapsack. God, they're everywhere.
You have said, you've given a 100% guarantee that you'll be here in this position in 3 years' time. How can you give that guarantee?
I'll be here. I've been selected by my team in the Liberal Party party room.
Not by a big majority.
We all walked out of that party room united.
What, have you been promised that there'll be no disunity, that people won't change their mind?
I've been so encouraged by the support from everyone in that party room, and every single person believes that we need to take this forward under my leadership and that we can do that in the strongest possible way with my leadership.
Right now, Sussan's leadership is in listen and learn mode as she waits on 2 reviews on the party's performance and policy. But the one policy she's already committed to is winning back the female vote.
We must be a Liberal Party that is proudly for women and made up of women. Now, I'm agnostic on specific methods to make it happen, but I am a zealot that it actually does happen.
Setting off internal fireworks about a quota system, the leader promised to include more women in the party. But so far, her words don't match her actions. On her appointment, a reshuffle saw her reduce the number of women in her shadow ministry by 4.
40% of my shadow ministry is made up of women, and I think it is important for a female leader to make this a priority, as I have.
But does that contradict the fact that there are less women in the shadow cabinet now than when you became leader?
I do want to say, with respect to positions in or out of that shadow ministry, everyone can't be included. That's just a mathematical fact. But everyone is included in the important work we have to do as a team. As Liberals, we will always stand up for women and children.
But it was this unexpected moment when promising to combat domestic violence, Sussan Ley caught the nation's attention.
I understand the fear you feel when you go for a walk alone, because I have felt that fear too. I understand the pain that comes with coercion and control, because I have felt that pain too.
You describe domestic violence as a great shame, a great Australian shame. Is it something you have personally experienced?
Like many women in Australia, my life has been touched by domestic violence.
At the time that you were experiencing it, that you were touched by it, did you realise you weren't alone?
I think as a young woman, I didn't really understand what was happening, and I've talked about being in challenging workplaces and the approaches that have been made in those workplaces.
So just for clarity, the domestic violence that you experienced, did that happen in your home or did that happen at work or both?
I've talked about it in general terms, and I'm not going to go into further specifics.
Why is that?
I'm just not.
Do you realise, obviously, people's interest and concern?
I'm not remarkable when it comes to the statistics that Australians are staring down the barrel of. And this is not about me. This is about the women of Australia. I want to see those women protected, and I want all the measures put in place that we need to, so that the men in their lives can change the behaviour when they need to, and that good men continue to call out those behaviours.
Coming up,
What do you think we didn't get right?
Oh, can you sweat?
brutal home truths
I voted for Pauline Hanson.
about her party's failures.
Because we did not do well at the last election. We were smashed.
So can Sussan Ley
Much better than any of the blokes.
swing the voters and save the Liberals?
Glams is far too glamorous to be a nana.
I'll take it.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minute segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.